So this is video 2 for the para training for Zoom over the Zoom iPad app. So we just finished up settings, so you should still be on the same page in Zoom that we left off. What you're going to do now is you're going to click up on Profile, and then the way that students are going to join your class is they will open up the Zoom app, and if you're hosting either a one-to-one group or a small group that a teacher asks you to do, the students need this number or this web address. The web address they would have to type in because you guys, I don't believe, have Schoology. So the easiest way is to give this number to them. And when they get into Zoom, they type that number in. If you are joining a teacher's class, but you will not be hosting anything, you will actually open up your Zoom account or your Zoom app, and students will just click join a meeting. They do not sign in or create a Zoom account. I can't stress that enough. The students do not need an account. So you will click join a meeting to join a teacher's class, and students will also click join a meeting to either join a teacher's class or if you're holding a one-on-one session or a small group. So when you click join a meeting, the very first time that the students come in here, they need to click join with a meeting ID. So I would click join with a meeting ID, and then the code for my personal meeting ID is what I'm going to put in there. So I would put this code where it says meeting ID. What's nice is after they've gone into the class once, there's a little drop down. So any student or any teacher's classes that they have will show up right here. They select their student or their teacher's name and click done, and it automatically adds the meeting ID in there. Of course, if they click clear history, that erases everything and they'll have to start again. So what you guys are going to do now is open up the Zoom app. If you are already signed in to the screen that says start a meeting, and you're going to click join a meeting. All right, so now you are joining my class as a student, just so you can see what that looks like. And I'll talk you through how I am starting the class and everything as the teacher. So when you are ready for your students to come in, you are just going to click new meeting. I want to start with my video on, and then I'm going to click start a meeting. Once you click the blue start a meeting, go ahead and come into the classroom. If they are set to wait in the waiting room, then you'll have to add them in. So now looking at this, in the top right corner, I have my mute button. So if you are going to join your kid or your class like 10, 15 minutes early, just so if your kids try to sign in, they can get in, I would suggest clicking that so it mutes it. Before you're ready to start teaching a small lesson, you're going to click stop video too. That way then before you're actually ready, you can still continue to do the other things you're doing, and your audio and your video aren't going to be on. The share content is how you're going to share if you have a worksheet that you want to have your students see on their screen, or if you have a video that they're going to play, or maybe you are going to open up a checkers game, something like that. That's how you will share that out to your students. So when I click share, I get a drop down of what I want to share. So if there is a screen, so an app that I want to share, I can click screen. I can bring up a photo, and then I can bring in files from any of these that I may have for accounts. I can open up a website. If I have a website bookmarked, I can open up a website via bookmarks. Otherwise, I can click Whiteboard app. Think of a whiteboard app similar to like what Smart Notebook is. So my controls are at the bottom. So I'm on pencil right now. And when I click on the little green, I get a selection of different colors that I can choose from. I can change the width of the line. And then whatever I write on here, the students would be able to see also. If you allowed the annotation to be on, if I would put up a math problem, my students then on their screen would be able to write on top of and answer the question. So that's with annotation on. If I'm done with this and I want to stop sharing it, I just click on Stop Share. And then it goes back and it would be set on my video camera. The next one is Participants. So when you click this, it shows you everybody who is in the class. When you click on someone's name, you'll get additional options. One of them would be Make Host, Remove from Class. I just don't have any students in, so I'm only getting the ones for the host here. But you'll have some information on there. Right next to their name will be a microphone and a video. As students, both of these should be red to start with. If you want to unmute your students, so if you're doing one-on-one, you could do video and have them unmuted so they would be able to just talk free at will. Otherwise, you can keep them muted and then they can raise their hand. It's a virtual hand that shows at the bottom here on a participant's side, so on the student side, and then you would know that they have a question. This is where I can quickly mute my entire class, and then I can unmute my entire class. The chat button here, this is where we're talking about where you can send a chat only to the instructor. So if they were in a group setting and they didn't want to ask a question in front of everybody, when they would click Send to Everyone, they would actually have one that says Kara Host or your name and host. They'd click that and it will go directly to you. Otherwise, if they send a chat right here, it will go to everybody in the class. And then if you come up and click More, as the teacher, and you will not see all these right now as the student, I'm just showing you the teacher end. I can open up chat. I've got meeting settings, minimize the meeting, and then I can add a virtual background as well to mine. So if I click on meeting settings, if I want to make sure that nobody else can join the class, I'm going to click Lock Meeting. So mute on entry, I want to make sure that that is checked so then everybody comes in muted. Allow participant to chat with everyone publicly. You can do no one, the host only, so the host would be you as the teacher, and then everyone would be everybody in the class. You want to make sure that allow participants to rename is set off. That will allow this bar to always be up. Touch up my appearance. It will, take away some wrinkles, things like that. You can play with it. Totally up to you. Closed captions. Like I said, that this won't caption when you're speaking, but if you have a video playing and captions are available, it will caption that. Show name when participants join. You want to make sure that's on. Show my video in gallery view, and then show my connected time. Show my connected time, I believe, is off by default. I suggest turning it on, especially if you only have like 6 minutes to work with a kid. Your time that you're with your student is up here. So we'll go ahead and click Done. And that is really the gist of Zoom on the teacher end. It looks exactly the same on the student end. You just don't have all of the options up here. To leave, to exit a meeting, I would come in and I would do End Meeting. Then it would remove my students all from the class. However, If I have kind of one student after another, I wouldn't want to do that because then I'd have to restart the meeting and then the students, I'd have to have them join again. So what you would ask your student to do is click end meeting or leave meeting, and then they would leave and you could invite the next student in.